на Красную площадь.
The year was 1945. Due to World War II, big cities in Europe were destroyed one after another. Their economies collapsed. People were crying for a handful of rice. But amidst all this, a country was getting rich very fast. The GDP of that country was increasing by leaps and bounds, and that country is America. The question is, how did a country that once had no sign of civilization become so rich today? Starting from Columbus' discovery of America to what is America's influence all over the world today? I am here on this journey mythin. Today, I will tell you how America became rich. Let's start with the British, with whom America was absolutely friendly. At one time, America had a close relationship with them. Even these British ruled America. At that time, America was not huge. The country of America was formed with only 13 states. But today, America has more than 800 military bases all over the world. Starting from Britain, Japan, Australia, Europe, America has a big responsibility for the security of America. But you will be surprised to know that all this started because of a human mistake. Yes, Christopher Columbus, who set out to find our India, but he ended up in America by mistake. Even this man did not believe until his dying day that he had discovered a wrong continent. However, even though Columbus did not believe, the people of Europe believed that they had found a new land. Since 1492, Europeans have been flocking to America in droves. First of all, Spain and the Portuguese came to South America and started building colonies. At that time, Spain started taking so much wealth from America that the rest of the Europeans fell into greed. They also started coming to America one by one. From the 1600s, the British started building colonies in America. At that time, many people left England to start farming and started living in America. But do not think that America was an empty land at that time. I mean, no one lived there. Back then, America was inhabited by Red Indians, whom we call Native Americans. Today, you can say Donald Trump or Joe Biden or Elon Musk, but none of them are original Americans or Native Americans. They all came to America from abroad. At that time, Europeans oppressed these Native Americans a lot. They raped their women day after day and made the men work inhumanely. They used to do farming, agricultural work, fishing, and other such tasks. Due to the oppression of the British, their population gradually started decreasing. However, at that time, the British brought one more thing with them to America instead of whips: the influenza virus. The natives did not have the medicine for this disease. At that time, 80 to 90% of the Red Indians died. On the other hand, in Europe, by that time, Christianity was divided into Catholics and Protestants, and a religious war began. As a result, at that time, various minority Christians who left Europe started coming to America. And they created a time that is today's United States of America. At that time, America was under the control of the British. But within a short time, a war started between the British and the French for the possession of North America. This war lasted for 7 years. The British won this war, but they suffered a lot of financial losses. This time, the British will definitely not pay this financial compensation from their own pockets. They started to impose more taxes on the Americans. They applied new taxes like sugar tax, town tax, stamp tax. This angered the general public of America. And from here, the fight for American independence was born. Just as the British applied the divide and rule policy in India, they did the same thing. But it also started in America. But the people of America did not fall into this trap of the British. They formed the First Continental Congress in 1774 to fight against the British. Famous leaders like George Washington, Patrick Henry, Samuel Adams, Benjamin Franklin were there. And from this meeting, they called for American independence. Americans fought several times with the British, and finally, on July 2nd, 1776, America declared its independence from the British. Now, when I was researching this topic, a question kept repeating in my mind that how America got independence so quickly by fighting the British, whereas our India struggled against the British for almost 200 years. And the answer I got, I'll tell you at the end of the video. When America became independent, America was not so huge. At that time, the United States of America was formed with only 13 states. However, the economy of America today is about $30 trillion. At the time of independence, their estimated GDP was only $500 million. And at that time, the population of America was 2.5 million. Now, look at these two maps side by side. All the states of America are shown here till 2025, and this is the GDP of 1776. And this is the GDP of 2025. If you notice one thing, you will see that as the GDP of America increased, the size of this country also increased. And today, the biggest secret behind America becoming rich is their increase in size. In 1803, the third president of America, Thomas Jefferson, bought the province of Louisiana from France for just $15 million. With this, both the size and mineral resources of America doubled overnight. And as a result, their income also increased. In 1845, America's eyes fell on Texas. At that time, Texas was a province rich in natural resources. However, it was not under the control of America at that time. It was under the control of Mexico. In 1846, America started a war with Mexico. In this 2-year war, America won. They occupied almost half of Mexico, including Texas, Nevada, Colorado, California. And the victory of this war completely changed the fate of America. On January 24, 1848, James Marshall found a huge gold mine in California. This brought a huge boost to the American economy. They even found oil and gas in Texas. In 1870, gold mines were also found in Nevada, which was one of the largest mines at that time. In 1859, Edwin Drake invented a new method of making an oil well in Pennsylvania. As a result, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Texas, these states are where the oil industry was born. In 1867, America bought the province of Alaska from Russia. At that moment, the whole world laughed at America for buying Alaska, because Alaska was a desert of snow at that time. How did you feel? Comment on today's video and definitely tell me. See you in the next video. Until then, stay well and healthy, and I was with you, Mithin.